this has been a drama going on now for would have been again similar with the Bow drama over a week now. Now this one was actually a little bit more tragic in the reality of what was going on here, just because of how awful people were treating Shondo and how bad that was having an effect on Shondo. Because just to remind people, earlier this year or early in the summer, it was sometime around there, Shondo had to tell everybody that her mother passed away. And now she was the sole breadwinner for her family. She's already had some, mental bouts and stuff like this. So she already had a lot of pressure put on her. And what happened the past week, honestly, is disgusting. It's disgusting how people were treating Shondo and just all around pathetic. But this again goes all the way back to the Bao tweet. I'm not even going to lie. It goes back to the Bao tweet, where Shondo sided with Bao. Because, again, what Bao said wasn't wrong. It was a factual statement. If large male content creators, if large male female content creators, whatever, if large content creators of any gender show up to you, start love bombing you out of nowhere and getting into your DMs and doing all that shit, don't walk, run. Doesn't matter if she said male or whatnot. Bao said nothing wrong, and anybody taking it that way is an idiot. Let's be fair. What they said, they're an idiot. But Shondo sided with Bao, saying truth impact. Okay? Now, this has steadily devolved. There was a response to Bao's tweet, in which somebody quote tweeted it, and then, Shondo just responded with groomer outed alert. Which I don't fully disagree with, but at the same time, that's Shondo's humor. This is how Shondo jokes around. This has always been Shondo's MO. But because Shondo once sided with Bao and then said this, a wave of harassment was unleashed onto Shondo. A nightmarish wave of harassment was let out onto this poor person. And it ended initially with this apology here. Now, I have a screenshot, and yes, it's highlighted to all hell and back because Shondo deleted it. Because quite frankly, in this past Twitter drama that we've been living through right now, almost anything you did, whether you were Shondo or Bao, didn't matter. Didn't matter how many times you apologized. It didn't really matter what it is that you said or did. Your head was done. Like, they wanted your head. They wanted you gone from the internet, and you'll never be able to say or do anything right without constant harassment. But she tweeted this out. It would have been, I believe, Friday morning, which Shondo says, recently said something pretty mean on impulse that's being pretty roughly misrepresented. It's British humor to throw words around, and I personally have seen so much hate on the internet now, especially directed towards myself, that I've become completely and utterly numb to it. It seems I might have forgotten many people haven't really reached that point yet. I'm always trying to do to be a better, stronger, and kinder person, and it was wrong to thoughtlessly say something cruel. Which, yes. This is an apology here. That said, if there are robberies in your area, it's not a bad idea to lock your door. If someone starts yelling about how you're oppressing them by telling people to do that, they might have a reason to feel so personally slighted. I think as men and women in the modern era, there is an incredible amount of strain between us, and I have always been an advocate for breaking that wall down. The strife and conflict is pointless and does nothing but perpetuate the stupid cycle of hate. Shondo Phoenix. Now, no, I am literally the opposite of a misandrist, and I don't take kindly at all to my thoughts being interpreted that way. TLDR, sorry for drama whoring. I stream a lot, very tired. Said the quiet part out loud. I can't tell you to be nice and also be mean myself. And it would continue on. Be kind to the people who don't deserve it. is the strongest and most badass thing you can do, actually, and it's usually frustrates them and makes them rethink their behavior a lot more effectively than being cruel. And honestly, this wasn't a bad tweet, okay? Yeah, it was probably a little petty. Yeah, it probably was a little slighted as well, but guess what? I didn't really have a problem with it. This was an apology, and this is how she's done apologies in the past. There's nothing really wrong with what Shondo said here. This has been her MO for the longest period of time. But wouldn't you have it, this continued to just drag up more hate and harassment her way. Even when Shondo tweeted out a funny little Halloween thing. Okay, just playing into the whole, hey, groomer, just doing her whole little thing here. This also led to more hate, to the point that Shondo had to tweet this out again last Friday. I'm having an episode and I'm at the hospital. I'm okay, but not doing well. I asked for my phone to tell you I have to stop and stop the subathon. I am really sorry. I will get better. I don't really know what happened. Well, it's pretty simple what happened. You were receiving constant amount of hate and a constant amount of just harassment sent your way because you sided with Bao. Again, Bao said nothing wrong, but okay, we're just going to take that. They said, I'm having a canadipic, I probably can't say that word, episode again. I'm sorry, I haven't had one of these in a long time. So I thought they stopped. They put me on the good stuff though, so I am okay. Everything I hurt, but I am really tired, and yay won't let me, I think they meant they won't let me keep my phone, so I have to go now. And she went away for a while. Shondo disappeared from the internet from Friday until today as of recording this, when she issued her responses. And mind you, again, yeah, people like Naveen here saying, wishing you full recovery, and I genuinely hope you feel better soon. That said, once you're in a better place, I still believe a proper apology and accountability are important. Health comes first, but responsibility doesn't disappear. This is the level of harassment Shondo was constantly receiving. And in fact, Naveen deleted the tweet, but Naveen also did say she was going to be putting out an attack video on Shondo today. But I mean, magically that tweet's gone. Just going to say that. Magically, a lot of Naveen's tweets on Shondo have just magically disappeared. I'm just going to throw that one out there. But yes, this leads us into today, where Shondo has since put out not one more apology, but 2 more apologies. 2. She has issued a grand total of 3 apologies at this point in time. We're going to read through the first one before we hop into the second one. And shockingly enough, this first one still was met with a bunch of hate. Again, Naveen was one of them, but she deleted all those. But we start off with this. Hi everyone, this is Fallen Shadow. I am safe and doing better, but I felt the need to reach out to you on a few really important matters before I resume my internet break. First of all, I am so sorry to anyone that I have worried with my recent behavior. I suffered a schizophrenic episode recently. I think this was triggered by stress and lack of sleep and rest due to prolonged Shondo-a-thon. But I genuinely didn't realize there was a problem until I had a canadipic psychotic lapse and had to be briefly hospitalized. I would like to sincerely apologize to anyone I worried or frightened with the stream that happened in the early hours of October 31st and with the way that Shondothon had to be cut short. I was not lucid, and I genuinely have no clue how I went live. If anything I said or did scared you, I am so sorry. And I hope you know that the things I can say or do during these times don't hold any substance and is just random brain babble. All I can do is assure you I am okay and safe and mostly just embarrassed by it all, and I will do my best to make sure this never happens again. Now that I am more stable and back home, it's very easy to see that I was declining for quite a bit before that event, but I was too busy streaming to check in with myself and realize. I have been asked by my family to take a break from the internet for the time being and spend some time with them and rest up and get myself properly stabilized again. I am feeling a lot better than I have in a while already. I will be touching some grass, eating healthier, and starting sessions with my new therapist and psychologist in a week or two. I really want to get better. Additionally, regarding merchandise, the deadline has now passed, but the storefront is of course still open. I will be reaching out with customers, yada yada yada. You get that part. Thank you for everyone for your kindness and patience with me. I am sorry for being so much trouble all the time. Please be nice to yourself and others for me, Shadow or Shondo. And this is honestly a decent apology here as well. I know it seems like, hey, it's only targeted towards, hey, her freaking out and having her schizo episode, but this is still a decent apology because it's wrapping up everything. It's literally wrapping up everything from the bowel thing all the way here. This should have been good. This should have been justified. But hey, still, people were saying she's not taking accountability. She's still being bad. This is still awful. Hey, it's awful. Hey, I'm happy you're feeling better, but you're still incapable of taking accountability. Which leads us to another tweet. And mind you, this tweet here went out at 4:39 p.m. The second tweet goes out 4:44 p.m. Okay? So this is the second apology she issued today. Hi everyone, this is Fallen Shadow or Shondo. I'm feeling much more stable, and I would like to now sincerely apologize for my recent behavior on social media. I don't believe in using mental illness as a crutch or an excuse, and I would like to take full responsibility and accountability for how embarrassingly dumb I have been recently, which I feel like you already have, but okay, you're going to keep moving forward. At FlockyVT, I'm sorry for the mean tweet. It was pretty pathetic to involve myself for no reason, and it was incredibly thoughtless for me to call you a groomer. I do not literally actually think you are this. I just thought you were being a jerk and genuinely just didn't think of what that word would imply. I have a blunt, very British, very crude sense of humor, and I throw around words like groomer and whore in a joking way all the time on stream, but I don't actually think anyone is literally nonce or prostitute when I say these things. Hey guys, when I'm reading this sounds exactly like the first one, by the way. It's just dumb. Bad jokes. I screwed up by forgetting I was in on an entirely different website, responding to someone in a way it would be impossible to glean context from. Someone who throws around words like this to complete strangers just isn't the person I want to be. I literally did not even consider that my actions could cause you upset. I think you meant cause you to be upset, or make people attack you. I'm deeply sorry if my words hurt you or anyone else who saw it. Just gonna say, this sounds exactly like the initial tweet that still wasn't good enough for these people. Usually when I see a post on here that makes me angry, I do my best to keep any hateful or bitter thoughts to myself. I said the quiet part out loud though recently, and when I very thoughtlessly just tweeted the first mean thing that came into my head rather than pushing it out of my mind and moving on, I think there is enough anger and drama already, and I have always tried to stay out of it the best of my ability, but recently I became something I myself dislike, and I sincerely apologize. Again, sounds pretty much similar to the first tweet. First apology that wasn't good enough for anybody. I messed up after this again by deciding to apologize to my fan base for drama whoring rather than apologizing to the Twitter population who saw my dumb tweet or to FlockVT himself, which you shouldn't have to do any of this, okay? You've been apologized by this point in time twice prior. All of this is wrapped up, but hey, you need to issue this apology because none of the schizos out there would accept anything that you said unless you fellatiate yourself like this. It is going to sound very pathetic, but I feel like I should admit to you after I saw this creator saying mean things about my fan base following this. I thought I was justified, and well, now I don't need to apologize. This is such an incredibly childish and hateful way of thinking, and I'm incredibly angry that I thought this way at all, even during the lead up to an episode. But you did apologize. You did, and they didn't accept it, so you don't really need to go further than that. I spent a lot of my life and time on the internet being a very bitter and angry person. It comes much too naturally to me when my mental state is low, but I am trying my best to be better. The thing I want most as a content creator is to spread love and kindness, even to those that dislike me, and I have set the worst example possible recently. I will do better. I would also like to apologize for deleting all the related tweets as well as all of my other tweets from this time. This was done because I received an email from a known individual threatening my family if I did not remove it and apologize. I manically deleted everything I had recently tweeted in a fear panic when I usually would have just forwarded it to my police contact and deleted the email. I don't believe in hiding or removing mistakes. I think it's important to own up to them. And when I see all this, okay, I see what she's saying. Partially, I think it was a mixture of what her email said. I'm going to trust her on that. Simultaneously, do you realize how much hate Shondo was receiving? Do you realize how much disdain Shondo was getting? How much bitterness people were sending Shondo's way? Again, Shondo was put into the hospital. She can say it's because of the Shondo-a-thon, the whole streaming and everything like that. I'm 100% going to guarantee you all the harassment and hate that was being sent her way definitely didn't help. So, yeah, all of that led to her having to delete this stuff, having to hide this stuff, having to run away and hide from everything that was being sent her way, and then go into the hospital. Once again, I'm sincerely sorry that you all had to witness this stupid behavior, and I'm sorry to Floki VT for any damage I stupidly caused you. I will be taking a short break from the internet to touch grass and be with my family. I won't be discussing this again, but I understand completely if this situation has left a sour taste in your mouth. I hope that I can grow and do better, because this has been a big personal wake-up call as to how I need to be more aware of both myself and how I choose to conduct myself in front of the audience I am incredibly grateful and blessed to have. Thank you for reading. Please be nice. Be good, especially to yourself. I will do my best to show you that I can do much better, Shadow. And by the way, shout out Legendary Scub and Kaylee Scope. This is her third apology. She didn't need to issue a third apology like this. This and this, practically the same thing. Yes, this gets more into the Shondo-a-thon. This gets more into her merch. But all of this is still wrapped up in this. Like this tweet here is still a part of this tweet. This one's just specifically directed at Floki VT. That's it. That's it. This one, though, is what finally changed everybody's mind. The third apology, the third statement is what finally changed everybody. Her coming out here, beating herself up routinely, having to just say I'm an awful person over and over again, and I'm sorry multiple periods of time in this apology that she did here, that she did here, that she just did again here. This is what did it. This was the magic one here that magically clicked. And everybody's out here being like, oh, she did good. Which, again, I don't think she needed to do any of this. I think this one here would have been just fine. It was the schizos out there that were constantly attacking her that she was trying to appease. Those were the people she was trying to appease. And you get Tectone here saying best apology I've seen. If people aren't happy with this, they'll be happy with nothing. Good shit. Naveen's over here obviously doing what Naveen does best, which is grifting. I hope you're feeling better. This is all fine. Like, she didn't need to issue this massive statement here. Nothing was requiring that. But to prove to you guys, again, that these people are some of the fakest individuals. Not Shondo, but the people attacking Shondo are some of the fakest individuals out there. I'm going to point out the timestamp again. 4:44 p.m. First one was issued at 4:39 p.m. Here's a VTuber person, individual I've been arguing with almost all day. And again, I glitched out there. But Stoke VT quote tweeted me at 9:24 p.m. Brother, just like with another VTuber handling similar shit to Shondo, I stand on the side of evidence, and evidence doesn't lean in Shondo's favor. Want to keep bitching about hard evidence. This is bro here saying Shondo's a bad person. Shondo's evil. Shondo's bad. Everything Shondo did was awful. 9:24 p.m. 5 hours, or a little under 5 hours after Shondo issued her 2 apologies. 30 minutes later. This is how you do a proper apology. Shondo, you are effing base as fuck and have earned so much respect from me. I doubt that means anything to you, but the Stota has your back. What changed? What changed in that 30 minutes? You had plenty of time to see all of these tweets prior to this one. What changed? Because here's the thing, okay? And again, this goes all the way back to Shondo's initial tweet. Initial response here. This here, all of this stuff. The people that are coming out against her, the people that were attacking her, the people that are now going like, oh my God, Shondo, you did nothing wrong. You know what? This is an awesome apology. You did great. I am so happy you did this. They were never really caring. All these people were just going with the wind. They are just there to do what everybody else was doing. They didn't fucking care the entire time. It was the biggest nothing burger drama I've ever fucking seen. And the reality is, people like Naveen, people like this Stoka, whatever the heck you want to call them, all they were actually engagement farmers. That's all they were doing. They were engaging the whole time. They were getting followers, profile points, brownie points, doing the whole virtue signal shit. This is all they fucking do. Mind you, I had other back and forths with this schizo right here that ultimately boiled down to, unless you are on the side against Bao and Shondo prior to Shondo's apology, you are morally bad. I'm not even lying. Unless you are on their side, you are bad and you need to shut up. Magically, though, in 30 minutes, it's all good now. It's all good. Oh, what happened in that 30 minutes? Oh, your entire schizo side started just changing and moving with the wind. That's what happened. That's what happened, but that's the reality here. Shondo never needed to issue any of these apologies. She could have kept with this one. She could have found it, re-uploaded it, done whatever she needed to do. This was a perfect apology in and of itself. These people never cared about the drama. They were just using it for engagement points. You could have done anything and they would have never accepted it. The only reason they are even accepting this one here is because Floki came out and goes like, I accept. That's it. They only ever wanted acknowledgement. That's it. That's all they've ever cared about is acknowledgement. Shondo did nothing wrong, and all these apologies were practically pointless at the end of the day. But hey, that's just my take on it all.